What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 26 of the Potty Mouths podcast. I am your host, Greg,
And I'm Bang.
and this is PMP, also known as the Potty Mouths podcast. And we're going to get right into it. A lot of things to be decided this weekend in college football with the championship games.
And it kind of starts tonight, right? We got
Yeah,
some games that are going to determine some situations going forward, and it all starts tonight. We'll start off with the Running Rebels of UNLV going to Boise in the Mountain West Championship game. Boise minus the 4 points here
I think it's gone up to 4.5.
So this is at Boise Stadium at like their home field.
Yeah, everything tonight is home field to the number
Okay.
one seed, and then as we go into the weekend, then we go to neutral sites.
Got it. Okay. So, I mean, another home game for Boise here. I'll be honest, after what kind of had started the season for UNLV and how the their main guys left, they played pretty good football all year for a program that's been really disappointing in the last couple of years. I think I asked you the other day, well, what happens today if UNLV goes in there and beats Boise? And I very well think that could happen. And I'm on the side of UNLV tonight to do that. I'm going to take the Running Rebels here. But what kind of ramifications are there for Boise if they lose this game?
Then I assume they're out, and I assume UNLV is the 12 seed. There's
Wow.
talk if Boise State wins, they could be the 4 seed.
Okay.
There's talk of that. I don't think that will happen because the
Yeah.
Big 12 is so weak that the Big 12 winner might not get that automatic 4 seed.
Understood. All right. I mean, I guess the conversation comes up as the Big 12 might be weak in the sense of I guess what would make them weaker per se than if Boise were to win.
Well, Boise is the 10th team.
Okay.
And that's higher than both the Big 12 teams.
Okay, so
that's my point. When I say weak, I mean 15 Arizona State is the Big 12's best team according to the rankings.
Okay.
When Boise is already top 10. That's what I meant.
I'm going for the I'm gonna go with the Rebels tonight. I think they're gonna make this game a good one. I also think that it's gonna give the committee a lot of things to kind of work itself out after this weekend's games are over.
Yeah, I'll give you my pick later because it's in one of my flush picks. This game is my college flush pick, so I'll give you my pick later.
All right, that's fair. I like it. Let's move on to the AAC Championship, better known as the American Athletic Conference Championship. Tulane Green Wave going to number 24, Army. I think the last I saw this game here was the Tulane Green Wave minus the 4.5 at Army at West Point nonetheless here. I'm gonna take Tulane. I like the Green Wave. I've liked them. They perform. Their quarterback has had a really nice season for them. I know they lost at Memphis last weekend, or was that Thanksgiving, whatever it was.
Yeah, Thanksgiving night.
But I'm taking the Green Wave here at West Point minus the 4.5.
Good season for Army, but I think Tulane's just probably a little bigger, a little better, a little more experienced in a bigger game atmosphere. So good story for Army.
Yeah, it was a fun year.
I think Tulane gets the win.
Fun season put together by the cadets. It's no doubt about it. Next game up is tomorrow, Saturday. Number 16 Iowa State versus number 15 Arizona State. Arizona State minus the 2 points at AT&T Stadium at Jerry World. Hope to have the curtains up. These games are all going to be tricky, obviously, right? Neutral fields. So my theory in neutral fields most of the time is I like underdogs. I like Iowa State. I like Iowa State to win. I think they're a pretty good football team. I know they're very good at home, and they're not at home for this, but I will take the Cyclones here against the Sun Devils at Jerry World.
Do you know which of these teams is without the number one receiver? I forgot which team.
Something's telling me Iowa State,
Maybe
but I
Iowa
could be
State's
wrong.
the one that's banged out. I don't know. This is tough, but give me Arizona State. Just based on history, Iowa State does not win these games. So just based on history, give me Arizona State. It's a lazy analysis, but that's what you're getting today from me
That's
in this
okay.
game.
That's fair. I think that's fair from you. I mean, they're hot right now, and that's another thing too. Hot teams, right? Right time, right place. This could be Arizona State's spot right here to winning, and I think they're in right now, right? As far as what I saw the other day.
Well, yeah, whoever wins this is in.
Okay, that's fair. Let's go to the big boys. Georgia SEC game at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Number 5 Georgia versus number 2 Texas. Texas minus the 2.5. Neutral field again. We know what happened earlier in the year.
It is Atlanta, though.
It is Atlanta, so we can consider this a possible home game for the Bulldogs. I don't know what Georgia team's coming out to play, and I know I sound so stupid by saying that because I mean I've seen them lose, and then I also see them destroy teams like Texas. So, it's this guy. I'm taking Georgia here. I'm taking the dogs in the dome. It's like you had basically said in Atlanta. So I'll take the Bulldogs here. I'm not completely sold on it, but I'll take the dogs and the points here.
Yeah, this one's tough because they've already played. I've heard people on the radio, in the media, and on podcasts say that Texas has this. Then I've also heard people in the same spot say, "How is Georgia not favored?" So I don't know. People are kind of all over the map with this one.
Yeah, as they should be, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've heard some question marks on. I think Texas's O line or D line. Someone has line issues on Texas.
Okay.
Um, and but just because it's hard to beat a team twice.
Yep. Especially in football.
It's hard to beat a team twice. So I'll go. I don't know. I see Georgia winning this. I'll go Texas. Texas has been better as of late. So give me Texas in a very very close one probably, or maybe Georgia knows they're in and they call off the no pun intended the dogs,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe Texas kind of routes them, but Kirby kind of saves the bullets. I don't know, but give me Texas.
All right. Hey, we'll see tomorrow night, right? That's a night game, I assume, or is it a 3:30?
That's the afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe that's 3:30 or maybe 4.
Let's take a peek quick. 4 o'clock on ABC.
Yeah.
Number 3 Penn State Big Ten championship game versus Oregon. Oregon minus the 3.5 here at Lucas Oil Stadium. Give me the Ducks minus the 3.5. Show me that you're the number 1 team in the nation. Show me how bad Franklin is as a coach. Show me how bad Penn State really is, please. I'm taking Oregon in a rout here. I don't think this game's going to be close.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is you already know what flush pick I'm taking. I was gonna take Oregon if you didn't. Spoiler alert for the flush picks, but yeah, give me Oregon to win closer to maybe 14, maybe 20. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm on that bus with you.
So yeah, give me Oregon to win. They are going maybe possible ugly start because they are traveling all the way to Indy, but give me
That's
Oregon
fine.
to win the game big.
Yep. Last game here, going ACC Championship at Bank of America Stadium with home of the Carolina Panthers. Number 17 Clemson plays number 8 SMU. SMU minus the 2.5. I don't care. I mean, this to me is just a punch in the gut. But I'm gonna take the Tigers here because of Dabo being here, being in this situation, knows how, senior guys have been through these kind of games. So that to me speaks volumes. I don't think Brett Lashley's been through anything like this as a head coach, and I don't think any SMU Mustang player, unless they were, not even any Miami transfers, can say they've been in a game like this. So I'll take the experience. I'll take the coaching. I'll take the Clemson Tigers plus the 2.5 here in the ACC championship game to take down the Mustangs from Dallas.
All right, this is a big one here because if SMU loses, Clemson's booting someone out. So this is a very interesting game if Clemson can win, to see how it shakes up with Alabama and whatever's going on with the 11, 12, 13 seed. Assuming Boise wins, things could get a little messy because of this game specifically. So, but I don't think that will come. I'm going to go opposite you here. I think SMU, they've been consistent all year. They looked very good all year. And I think maybe Louisville, South Carolina has shown some cracks in Clemson. Clemson's offense hasn't looked like it did, from week 2 on, when they were putting up 40 points pretty easily, and they crushed App State and stuff like that. So give me SMU to win the ACC.
There you go, folks. That's all your championship matchups from Friday and Saturday of this weekend.
And then once the picture is completed, we'll look at it and I'm sure, dissect the bracket and bash how maybe SMU or Boise State is the 4 seed, but they're really not better than whoever will be the 6 seed, assuming Notre Dame's the 5 seed. Notre Dame doesn't have a pot to piss in because they don't have a conference. So,
correct.
But to my point, maybe Notre Dame does have a pot to piss in, because if they're going to be 3 or 4 in the AP and even the CFP rankings, that means that people think they're better than Boise State, SMU. So why wouldn't, in future brackets, why wouldn't you just put the teams ranked as is? Because you're ultimately, that's the best spot to be in, the 5 seed, because you're going to be able to pick off the kind of weaker 4 seed if it's going to be Boise, if it's going to be Iowa State, Arizona State, SMU. Whoever's that 4 seed on paper is probably worse than Notre Dame.
Right.
So if that 5 seed is Ohio State, Notre Dame, someone like that, even Georgia, if they lose to Texas, that 5 seed's in a very good spot to knock off a weaker 4.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get into that. Maybe in the future, the CFP needs to rethink that and just put the best 12 teams in.
Ranking-wise.
And if that includes, ranking-wise, or if you really want to value the conference championships, say that they're in, but don't automatically give them a top 4 seed. So we'll see how that shakes out.
Because of what you're saying makes complete sense. Because why are you playing all the weeks to get into are you basically just playing to get to the championship game and that's it?
Yeah, but now,
or are you playing,
Ohio State got embarrassed.
Yes.
But now they have a bye week.
Right, which I don't, not correct in my opinion.
So we'll see how that shakes out. All right, time for everyone's favorite, including Vin, the flush swipe type. This is our segment that, it's our take on F, marry, kill. If you're just tuning in, the flush is the kill because you're flushing it away. Get it out of here. The wipe is the F. The wipe is the fornicate because you want to keep them around a little bit in the on the toilet paper, and then the dipe is the marry because you're keeping it in your little butt crack in the diaper. So Vin, first one for you, flush wipe dipe. Lions won again last night, clinched a playoff berth in a very good game against the Packers. So flush wiper dipe. Which NFC team has the best chance to eliminate the Lions in the playoffs if it's going to happen? Green Bay, Philadelphia, Minnesota.
This all means you're going to Detroit. Obviously, they're going to wind up probably being the number 1 seed. Are we going to put that into play?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless they lose 4 in a row and Green Bay gets hot or the Minnesota gets hot.
Yeah, I don't see Sam Darnold going into Detroit and beating the Detroit Lions. So I'm gonna flush the Vikings. I'm gonna wipe the Eagles. I'm sorry, I'm gonna wipe the Packers. Just if there's anybody who has a good chance of beating, second good chance to beating him, I think Love. Obviously, last night's game shows that they can run with them, they can play with them. Dan Campbell's got balls of steel. It worked out last night. Didn't work out against the Niners last year. Packers are, and once again, you're indoors. It was a track meet last night. And then I think the Eagles, because I said this last week too, and you said they haven't lost in however many games. I think all around, I think that they're the best team that can knock them off on both sides of the ball. And I think that offensively, the Eagles have just as much firepower. If they're all working and Devontae's back, I think that they equal up better matchup-wise, one-on-one versus the Lions. So I would dipe up the Eagles in this. And I hate the Eagles. I hate their fans. I hate Philly.
Big Dom.
Big dominant tracksuits. So yeah, that's my take on that one. I would take Jalen. I'd take Saquon. I'd take Brown and Devontae. I think they match up with. The only thing the Lions have in a differential against a lot of teams is that they got Gibbs and Montgomery, that's a two big-headed monster back there, and that's tough.
Sonic and Knuckles.
Take it. What was it? What was the old Lions running backs called? It was like there was like, oh man, I don't know who was it. Was it Latavius Murray? No, it was before that. They had some stupid name too. It was like not Thunder and Lightning or some bullshit, but that's what they do in Detroit.
I don't remember.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
If you're watching us on YouTube, I have to apologize for how lag I am. I've been playing with the settings, trying to correct it. Today's pretty bad.
Didn't work.
So
Didn't work.
It's all right. I don't know what I'm doing with that. Not yet. So next flush wipe type. I'm sure you heard the news that Bill Belichick is peeking around a certain university close to our hearts.
Yep.
Maybe even had an interview. I don't know.
He did.
Yeah, he did, right? So if you're Bill Belichick, flush wiper type, which job do you want most? North Carolina Tar Heels head coach, Dallas Cowboys head coach, New York Giants head coach.
So here's my take on Bill at this point in his life, right? And I could be completely wrong. I don't think in the NFL that he has any more to prove or to do.
He's got one more thing to do.
And
he's got to. I think he's 14 wins away from Shula.
Okay. It's going to take a while with any one of those two teams in the NFL to get to 14 wins. I can tell you that, especially the Giants. I just think that he has such a legacy, right? That if he goes into any of those situations and just fails completely. Does he want everybody to now know him in the last part of his career coaching, that he went into New York and it didn't work, or he went into Dallas and it didn't work? Like, does that get him anything at this point except for 14 wins and whatever it is?
He might
It's
just
an
love
ego
it.
thing, right?
He might. Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
So here's the part two of the equation with him. I think Bill Belichick at this particular point, if he's serious about the UNC job or any college job for that matter, is a lot more valuable as a coach and a mentor and a father figure to younger kids than he would be to Shedeur Sanders or Dak Prescott or any of these guys that are making. The game is just completely I don't mean the game is different now, but the whole mentality of like Parcells, like in his latter days, just couldn't do it anymore. Like, guys, their ways and styles are just obsolete at certain points. And I feel like the end of the Patriots tenure was like that. So I'm gonna say I think I'll flush and wipe both NFL jobs, however you put it in there. And I would dipe the fact that I think his value and his what he can give to a university or a team is more valuable at this point in his career than anything else. So I would dipe up the Tar Heels or whatever job may be attractive to him. And he likes young ladies, and UNC has a lot of them. So I don't know if that's on his radar too. Maybe the girlfriend wants to go to grad school there or something. I don't know. Anything's possible. So
all right, moving on. I actually think, if you're asking me, I would
love to hear you.
I would flip your logic there.
Okay.
And I think I don't think he relates to an 18-year-old kid. His girlfriend would, but
right.
I don't think
maybe that's part of the recruiting process.
I don't know what. I think he's just kind of. He might have done a favor, or maybe he's interviewing to let NFL teams know, oh, he wants to work again. So who knows? All right, last one. Last night, I had a craving, which is weird. I don't know if you can have a craving for something you've never tasted. I had a craving for the very popular, when it was released, Popeye's spicy chicken sandwich.
Wow.
Which I never had. I remember when it first was released, they were like running out of them, and there were like lines out the door. Finally had one.
And?
Finally had two.
Wow.
They are phenomenal. Did not know. So flush, wipe, or dive in. If you're going fast food, you going McDonald's, Wendy's, or Chick-fil-A?
Do you know they're putting up Popeyes on 110?
It took so long at the drive-thru that I don't know if I want to go back. But the sandwich was so good. I'm waiting for Cane's. Personally, I'm waiting for Cane's to get up.
Yeah, me
here.
too. Is that definitely? Because I heard no anymore. I heard not the case anymore.
Don't tell me that.
Yeah.
I heard there's supposed to be 3 on the island next year.
I heard otherwise at this point.
All right,
I'm sorry to ruin your weekend, but
yeah.
Oh man,
you ruined my 2025.
I'll flush Wendy's. I can do without Wendy's. I'm not. There's nothing on that menu that I'm like, oh man, I gotta have a Wendy's.
Baconator.
Yeah, I'm not. It's not for me. That's interesting. The last two are real. The last two are the top two, I think, everywhere at this point. I mean, Taco Bell could be up there as well, but
yeah, Taco Bell's up there for a lot of people. Not us.
I would wipe I'd wipe Chick-fil-A, and I'd dipe McDonald's. I don't think you could ever. I'm not a guy that eats McDonald's more than maybe once or twice a year, but their sodas and their fountain drinks are from another planet. I know it's Coca-Cola. I know it's just soda, but it's not just soda there.
No, I think it's a known thing that they think they pay a little more and get like better syrup. I think that's a known thing.
So, from what I'm told, or what I read, is that they get theirs delivered differently, and I think it's in like a
Is that what it is?
steel something or other, as opposed to what everybody else gets it in. And that straw that they serve it in is not regulation. There's something that that red white pinstripe straw there is from another. It's from another planet, and it's just I can't explain it, but that's my reasoning for completely putting that number one. I actually will say Chick-fil-A's ice is like little balls of ice, and it's pretty magical too. And their spicy chicken sandwich is delicious. So, have you had that?
Yeah, I go original there. I'm not. I don't love the spicy one.
Wow. Okay.
It is good. I get
So,
it. I get it once in every other blue moon, but
okay.
um, the new McDonald's chicken sandwich is a Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Never had it. I didn't even know they had a new one.
I think it's new, and it is pretty much a Chick-fil-A sandwich. So they're coming for Chick-fil-A now. So we'll see.
All right.
The burger wars, the chicken wars, they're real.
What about if you threw All American in there?
I do like All American. I
Shout
don't have
out
it too often. I don't have any. I have Chick-fil-A the most out of everything we've named. But
Can I give you a hidden gem that I'm not sure if you've had it? It's on Hempstead Turnpike. It's called Burger City.
never even heard of it.
Dude, it's you know what it was? It was the old Rita's Ice that used to be in there. Do you remember that? It's like the old Home Depot shopping center. Anyways,
Where the Kmart was?
No, where like the old White Castle was in there. You remember that? Pearl Paint's in there.
What town are we talking?
Right across the street from Eisenhower.
Oh, okay. It's got the big lights. It looks like a carnival stand.
Yeah, it looks like a carnival stand. It's got all American taste, and it's on a potato bun, and it's in my opinion just as good, if not better, than All American. Just in case you were craving a good burger, down Hempstead Turnpike at whatever time. Yes, sir. Yep. All right. So now we're done with our food and drink segment. Let's go to our NFL segment, which is brought to you by none of the companies we just talked about.
Not yet.
But we're going to dig in. Well, we talked a little bit about the Packer game. Packers won last night. Good game. Good matchup. Like we had said, Green Bay is one of those teams, they lost by a field goal last night. Campbell goes for it on a fourth down. Ballsy, gutsy move, but that's Campbell. And Lions win 34-31. Did not watch any of this game, and you know why. I did have fantasy implications, but I have Montgomery on one team, James Williamson on another team. James Williams, whatever his name is.
Jameson, like the booze.
Yeah, Jameson. So I was happy to see that Montgomery had a good game. Did you watch this game?
Yeah, great game. I put it on a little late. Great game, back and forth. Jacobs played great. Both running backs played great. The receivers for Green Bay did not play well, which is surprising because if they play again and that changes, I think Green Bay could knock them off.
Did Dobbs play?
Clearly they were in the game. Watson had like 2 big plays. That's it. Well, from what I saw, maybe he had a couple more, but Watson didn't do anything spectacular. Even St. Brown didn't do anything until the second half, and then Reed did. I don't think Reed had a catch. But they used the tight end, Croft or whatever his name is. Kraft.
Yeah,
Kraft. He looked well. He looked good. He played well.
Good.
Looked well. He looked well out there. He did a kick. Did a kick up. He did a WWE kick up thing.
He did.
He got drilled down the sideline, and he did a kip up.
Wow, talent.
Impressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, just Detroit's very, very good, and when they do give you a mistake, like the Goff interception, you have to capitalize on that team, especially at home.
Yep.
Good, fun, exciting game. And you know why it was good, Vin? You know why it was probably the best Thursday night game?
Because it was not on TV. I don't.
Because
It
they
was on
had full
Amazon.
rest. Full rest.
Thursday night game. Yeah, it makes sense. That's the way
Full
it should be.
rest because they both played on Thanksgiving.
Well, that's the way it should be every week, like you said. It's the NFL is an abomination. We know that. So, let's go to your Browns at the Steelers this weekend. Steelers minus the 6.5. If you're talking Lions being dominant, the Eagles, I think the Steelers after last week can be put on this level of dominance lately. And I know you've been on that bandwagon because you love Mike Tomlin. You think he's one of the greatest things since sliced bread. Um, I like the Steelers here. I like them at home, especially. I think the Browns. I mean, if Jameis Winston was throwing the 400 yards that he threw for and all the interceptions he did, what's he gonna do against the Steelers defense? I mean,
He just beat them in the snow.
who?
Jameis just beat.
Yeah, at Cleveland.
Pittsburgh.
Not whatever. This game is gonna be. This game's gonna be at home for the Steelers. Revenge game. I'm taking the Steelers here at home.
I agree with you. I'm taking the Steelers. I think the Browns cover. I love Tomlin. I think this
I
is a
know.
pretty damn good team, but I don't think the Steelers are on that dominant level. Not with the Bills. Not with the Bills, Chiefs, and Ravens still lurking. Just my opinion. I know they beat the Ravens, but
Yeah, but they beat them. They beat them. You
they
know.
did.
Next game, Falcons at Vikings. Vikings minus the 5.5 up in Minnesota this weekend. I'm going to take the Vikings here. I think the Falcons are just going the complete opposite direction of how they started. I think the Kirk Cousins experiment might be, and I think this game will determine if Michael Penix starts next week. If not, if Kirk Cousins comes out and fires 5 touchdowns, then you can forget Michael Penix. But I think this is a big game for him after last week's disaster. I think that once again, they get away from the Bijan. Well, because he throws 4 picks, I understand that they're down in games, and they're not going to be running Bijan like they should be running Bijan. But I'll take the Vikings here. Vikings have a really good team, really good home record here, and I don't see the Falcons. And it's not a revenge game for Cousins to me or anything like that. So I mean, it might be for him, but I don't see any juice in that team. I don't see anything to the liking of the Falcons winning this game.
Yeah, the reason I put it on the docket was because it's a revenge game. And just as just a silly title, we can give this the Kirk Cousins revenge game. But no, I think something's wrong. I think something's wrong with him. I don't think he's right physically and maybe mentally after 4 picks. If this was a month ago, maybe this game would be good. Maybe Minnesota can get the victory. But if I brought up the miles per hour.
Yep.
It's a thing. Maybe something's wrong. I don't know. We'll find out pretty quickly come Sunday. But give me the Vikings to win and cover, unless Cousins just turns back the clock to early October. But yeah, I think Minnesota does enough on defense here and handles Drake London and Bijan.
Is he on the list of guys that just are? It's time to go. If
he's going to be throwing ducks, if he physically can't throw down the field with some zip, then yeah.
Yep, I agree. Let's go to the NFC West for this disaster of a game. Seahawks at the Cardinals. Whatever for me. Seahawks. I don't think the Cardinals are just a better team. The Seahawks defense is better. They're playing better. The Cardinals, to me, are just some smoke and mirrors at this point. I don't know if they're going to throw the ball to Harrison this week. I know last week they announced they were going to. I guess if they have to announce it every week, that's going to be a situation. I'm not sure. I would say that you would probably want to throw the ball to your best receiver, but then again, I don't even know who coaches in Arizona or what his name is, and I'm sure that's why they stink. So give me the Seahawks here on the road again.
Yeah, I'd love to know. I'd love to know if DK Metcalf is close to 100%. I know he's questionable, but
what's wrong with him?
had a knee thing, and it's always lower leg with him. But I
Another prima
think
donna.
you don't like him. He goes
Nope.
out there and plays.
Every
I
week
did,
he's hurt, or there's something wrong with him, or he doesn't play. It's not. It's not. He's not always healthy.
but I don't think he's a prima donna. I don't
No,
see
he
him as like
sucks.
a
Nah, yeah.
flashy guy. I like him. I'm a fan of him.
Good.
Him and his chocolate milk commercials.
Good.
I'm a
I'm glad you
DK. I'm a
like him.
DK guy.
Good.
Yeah,
SEC
but
Ole Miss guy, right? You
forgot
like
you're a
them?
Niner guy. Forgot, is this a Niner thing?
No, I just don't. I don't. I don't. I don't know. It doesn't
I
do it
like him.
for
I
me.
think he's I don't know. I've never seen him do anything stupid or whatever. But anyway, yeah, DK is up in the air. I think the Cardinals could win this game if their
Mm.
defense shows up like they did against the Jets and the Bears at home. But just to make it a little weird, give me the Cardinals to win. Gino hasn't played great, and the Cardinals against some home cookings. Give me the Cardinals to pull off the upset,
All right.
even though they're. I mean, they are favored, but the Seahawks are in the playoffs as we speak. So give me the Cardinals to win.
Buffalo Bills at the LA Rams this weekend. The Rams +4. Give me the Rams here. Give me the Rams plus the 4 at home. McVay versus the old man there, who I don't even know his name, bald-headed guy. Buffalo coming off.
McDonough, whatever
Yeah,
was his name.
man, McDonough. No, it's not
Sean
his name.
something.
Sean,
Sean something.
not Sean McVay because he's on the Rams. Rams for me here. Puka
Sean
playing.
McDermott. Sean
Cup,
McDermott.
Cup playing. All the big boys are playing.
I believe so. It's not going to matter. I think the Bills get this done.
You do? I think if anything, if you ask me to, I'll take the over.
Yeah, I could see the over. Bills have an opportunistic D. Rams again. You could see. Remember, we said like the first week of shows. I said that the Rams lost their 2 top tacklers, and it shows. I think James Cook's going to have a game. I think Amari Cooper out of shitty conditions in snow is going to have a game. Hopefully, they get the rookie Coleman back. We'll see.
He's not coming. Oh, he didn't play against the Niners. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about
So
that disaster.
he could be back. I don't know, but I think it's a close game. Travel and after a nice homecoming victory over the Niners in the snow, I think the Bills might start off a little slow. But this game could start to propel Josh Allen into like serious MVP talks, where he could kind of pry it out of maybe Lamar or maybe even Saquon's hands with some dominant performances in December. So give me the Bills to get the win in a close one, but give me the Bills by like 6, 7.
Last game here. Chargers at the Chiefs. Chiefs minus the 3.5. I'm not going to even pick this game. You can pick this game. You can give me your thoughts.
And
the reason I'm not is because one of my flush picks, just like you.
No, I know.
You abandoned.
This is tough because it's the best scoring defense against the team that is getting a big weapon back. And they're going to start using him more. And Pacheco, they got him back last week. He didn't do much against a division rival in the Raiders. So we'll see here. I think the Chiefs. I don't want to spoil your flush pick here, but I'm going to agree with what you picked. Maybe I'm crazy, and maybe Mahomes is just that good, and he makes it look boring, even though he doesn't have a good statistical season. No, you know what? Give me whoever the hell the Chiefs kicker is now. Give me him late winning field goal, but give me the Chargers to cover.
Is Butker not the kicker now? Is he hurt?
He's on like IR. He might be out all year.
Didn't know that. I think he's on my fantasy team. Maybe I should change that.
Yeah, give me Kansas City late, close game. But if Kansas City wins by 10, I won't be surprised. Also, with that said, if the Chargers win by 9, 10, I wouldn't be surprised either because the defense is that good. I just don't think Herbert is the guy in these games. Not yet. I don't care how many yards he's thrown for. I don't care about all the hype and stuff. He still hasn't done it for me. So,
Maybe
but
this
give
is
me
the
the
time he
Chargers to
does.
cover.
Maybe this is the time that he does do it. Well, he has
I
to
don't
do it
know.
sometime.
As good as the Chargers defense is, it's very, very good.
Well coached.
Kansas City's just as good.
Well
So
coached.
when it
Both well
matters.
coached.
So
Real quick, I just got a text from Rob Manfred. There will be no golden at bat. He shot it down. No good.
oh, good. Maybe he actually went on Twitter
Maybe he
and
heard
saw
us.
that he's a
Maybe
fool.
he heard us. Maybe he heard the podcast.
Speaking of hear us for our flush picks every week. I have the graphic up, Vin. So in college, I am 7-4-2. In college, Vin is 8-5. In the pros, I am 8-5, and in the pros, Vin is 8-5. So we're doing not too shabby on all these fronts. So my flush pick, I was gonna go Oregon, but I let Vin pick his two first. So I'm gonna go Boise State tonight to cover the 4.5. I think Boise State's on a mission. UNLV really let up a stinker when they were my flush pick 2 or 3 weeks ago. I still remember that. I don't think UNLV is made for the spotlight. And I think Boise State's going to pull this off at home on the blue turf. In the pros, I'm going down to Tampa.
Nice.
It's the Pirates versus. What's up?
I like them too. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's the Pirates versus the Pirates. So give me the Buccaneers -6.5.
Yeah.
To beat Vegas at home. And then Vin, you want to give yours? Or you want me to read it off the graphic?
You can go. Go ahead. You're doing a good job.
So Vin, college, he's going to the Big Ten championship game, and he's going to take Oregon -3. That's the line I saw at last checked. So -3 against Penn State at Lucas Oil, and then Vin's going to go with what I agree with is a Chargers cover at Arrowhead or wherever it's called now.
Yeah.
Chargers plus the 4 against Patrick Mahomes and them boys. In Kansas City. So those are your flush picks. We'll see if I can. So I think Oregon's going to clearly do that. So I won't catch them in wins. But next week? Are we both doing Army Navy?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we're both picking Army Navy next week, and then there'll be plenty of ball games for us to pick, and then we'll gotta decide after football what we're doing. Maybe we'll swerve to NHL and NBA and college basketball. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, ride with us. We're winning some money, and then last thing we do every Thursday or Friday or every last segment of the week is the Pop Culture Minute for Vin, just to throw something at him that he either didn't know, doesn't care about, knew and didn't care about, or just whatever, doesn't care about. So Vin, HBO, I believe 2026, is coming out with their new Harry Potter series.
I don't even know who
So Professor Snape has been rumored to be potentially cast, or they're wanting Papa
This is ridiculous.
Seydoux, I believe is his name. He's a award-winning actor. He's currently on the Lazarus Project. So he's going to be the new Professor Snape, according to rumors. What are your thoughts on Harry Potter and casting and books and movies and TV shows? Got anything for me in the wizarding world?
Congratulations to whoever is going to be casted. I think that's obviously an amazing accomplishment in any of these.
I hope I Papa Seydoux. That's what
yeah,
I'm going with.
Papa.
I've heard him say his own name.
That's
Papa
cool.
Seydoux.
I'm excited for him.
Man.
I'm sure he is.
Kind of he's got a Dwayne Wade look.
I got to tell you something. I don't have any idea about anything you just said.
Yeah, me neither.
I have never read a Harry Potter book. I have never watched a Harry Potter movie. I haven't seen a Star Wars movie. I haven't seen any of that stuff. It just doesn't interest me. I know it's a big world out there. I know it's Star Treks of the world and those, but I wish all the best to Papa, and I hope he gets the job done. I hope the wizardry world is happy with his performance.
That's most important. There's a lot of hatred out there.
here's my interest more so that the Mets acquired Sean Harney today from the Rays for international pool money. That excites me more than everything. And I'm just not a Harry Potter guy, and I don't know who Sean Harney is either. That could be Papa for all I know. I'm not sure. So I know it's huge. I've never been to and I think my sister-in-law really enjoys the Harry Potter world because she's into the world down in by Disney there in Universal, Harry Potter world, and it's pretty amazing what they do and how they do things. And but my kids aren't into it. I'm not into it, and probably they're not into it probably because of me. But I'm sure it's gonna be one hell of a movie.
Show 7 seasons.
That's exactly what I meant. Yeah, no, that sounds amazing. 7 seasons of something. I have no idea what it is.
All right. Well, that's your PMP episode to end this week.
It was
Week
fun.
14 coming up.
Yeah.
I got to go read about Canes. I got to go see what the Mets just did. Another point, this little mini move. Might as well just bring Joey Wendell back. So at this point, you're just going to wait for Soto.
I mean, Joey Wendell or maybe Joey Lucchese.
Enough of the Joeys. You didn't even get Votto when you had the chance. They got Joey Bats for like a half season. So,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it was good. That was a good run. Don't forget we got SmackDown tonight. All right.
Do have SmackDown tonight. I miss my girl Jade. I think she's gonna come back and win the Rumble. I don't know why they're holding her out. But all right, Vin. Say goodbye to the lovely people. We'll be back probably Tuesday.
Adios, everybody. Have a good weekend. Kentucky Gonzaga tomorrow night. Wisconsin Marquette tomorrow night.
UNC stinks.
What's his name? Herb Williams? I made that up. That's a Nick coach. Whatever. Hubert Davis got to go. He's not the guy. Sorry to break the news to everybody.
No, I just think they need to change the angle. Change the angle of recruiting.
Bring in Jordan or Belichick.
Bring in Belichick, his girlfriend.
Goodbye. Have a good weekend.